sure that you ask them. Don't worry about feeling like you can't ask questions. Sorry. All right. So we're doing complex fractions, and all that means is it's a fraction within a fraction. So what you want to do first is anything that's added or subtracted. And I'm actually going to start with number 2 first because it's an add, so we can kind of look at it. So I want to put this fraction together. And then remember, we don't divide fractions, we flip and multiply. So I'm going to start down here as like my workspace. And I'm going to put these together. So how do we add unlike fractions? Please answer, make it go quick so we can get done. How do we add unlike fractions? What do we need first?
Same denominator.
Yeah, so what would my common denominator be on this? Remember, all we do is push it together. So we're going to multiply these together, and we're going to have 12. Then we're going to cross multiply. 3 times 3 is 9. We have a plus between. 4 times 4 is 16. We're going to clean that up. What is 9 plus 16? It's going to be 25 over 12. And then I'm going to put it back up here. So on top, we would have 25 over 12. And on bottom, we'd have 3 over 2. But again, we don't divide fractions. We flip and multiply. So I'm going to take it and change it to a multiply and flip the fraction to 2/3. Okay. So then this cancels out. Now we're back to our normal stuff. And I tried to start it with numbers so that you guys could see it a little bit easier at first. So now I just need to reduce 25 over 12 times 2 over 3. Remember, we can up, down reduce, or we can left to right reduce. It doesn't matter. So 25 and 3 won't reduce, but 2 and 12 will reduce to 1 and 6. 25 over 6 won't reduce, 1 over 3 won't reduce. So now we're as good as it gets. Multiply straight across and we get 25 over 18. And that's it. Okay, any questions on that? All right, so check the next or the first one. Let's try it. If everybody got it, I'm gonna move it over. Let me know if I need to go back. All right, so then this one, sorry, I'm getting updates hopefully from school, but nothing good yet, okay? This one, we wanna put these together, so I'm gonna do that down here, 25 over 4 minus 4 over 5. You work it the same exact way. We're gonna push together our denominators. So 4 times 5 is 20. We're gonna cross multiply. What is 25 times 5 quickly?
125.
125. We have a minus between, that's the only difference. 4 times 4 is 16. What is 125 minus 16?
109.
Thank you. So we're going to replace it up here. We have 4 over 25 over 109 over 20. But again, we don't divide, we flip and multiply. So we're going to change it to multiply and flip that fraction. Okay. Cross reduce if you can. So this goes away. 4 and 109 will not reduce, but 25 and 20 are both divisible by 5. So that changes this to 5 and this to 4. It won't reduce anymore, so just squish it across. 4 times 4 is 16. And then 5 times 109 is 545. If you're using your calculator and you want to check out to make sure that it's, I hope y'all can see that, it's kind of blurry. 16 over 545, this is just my phone. You can do math, enter to see if it will reduce any more. And if you come up with the same answer, you know it doesn't reduce. So use your calculators if you can, and that's perfectly fine. Okay. All right, so I'm going to move on from number 3, and I'm going to do some with variables in it. Okay. This is still a fraction within a fraction, but we're going to change this to u over 1. We need to clean up the top first, though. So I'm going to work it out down here. U squared over u plus 4, and I'm going to put that in parentheses. minus u plus 4 over 5. We're going to squish our denominators together to make a common denominator. And then we're going to cross multiply to get the top. So 5u squared. We have a minus. This is where you need to be careful because we haven't done any subtractions. You did a little bit yesterday with the worksheet, but this one's a little bit different. And then we have u plus 4, u plus 4. We need to clean up the top. So we're going to distribute this, double distribute. Y'all tell me if I go too fast. We get 5u squared. Leave that minus for a minute. Leave that minus. This is where you'll mess up. Do all your multiplication and then distribute your minus. So u times u is u squared. U times 4 is 4u. 4 times u is 4u. And 4 times 4 is 16. Now distribute that negative. So 5u squared minus u squared minus 4u minus 4u minus 16. Clean it up a little bit more. 4u squared minus 8u minus 16. All I did was add like terms. Don't forget that we had a denominator of 5u plus 4. If you can factor the top anymore, you want to go ahead and do that. Can I factor this top more?
Yeah, by 4.
Yep, I can pull out a GCF. So I get u squared minus 2u minus 4 over 5u plus 4. Do I have any factors of negative 4 that'll add to negative 2, or am I finished? Unmute yourself if you can. Tell me, do I factor more or am I done?
You're good.
You're good. This is it. I don't have any factors of negative 4 that'll add to negative 2. So I'm going to come up here and put it back up here. 4u squared minus 2u minus 4 over 5u plus 4. We're going to change it to a multiply. And we're going to flip that fraction on the bottom to 1 over u. There is absolutely nothing that I can cancel out. So your final answer is going to be 4u squared minus 2u minus 4 over, the way the multiple choice will have it, it'll have the number, the variable, and then the set of parentheses. So this would be your final answer. Okay. Sometimes things will cancel out and sometimes they won't. You guys know that from doing the other problems. Okay. We're going to flip it and check the next one. All right. So we're going to get the bottom the same. What can I do to this? What's my common denominator? What's a common denominator between 25 and 5?
5.
Not 5, but I could.
125.
What's your common denominator between 25 and 5?
5.
Yeah, well, it's not 5. What do you got to do?
Multiply.
Multiply.
Yes, I think y'all are on the right page. I think y'all are understanding what you're saying. You're just not relaying it to me as best as you can. So the only thing that I need to do is fix this one by multiplying it by 5 is what you're trying to tell me. So that makes your common denominator 25. Now, if you want to multiply them together and get 125 and do the same thing, that's fine. You're just going to have bigger numbers. So it's easier if you can see something like this, okay? So on top, I'll have 4x plus 4 times 5 is 20. Can I fix that more? Can I factor more on that one? Clean it up?
You bring out a 4.
Bring out a 4 leaves me with x plus 5 over 25. All right. So take it back up to the top. The x squared over 4 is perfect. I don't do anything with it. I'm going to change it to multiply, and I'm going to flip this fraction that I just had. 25 over 4 x plus 5. If something can reduce it. On this one, it will not, so we just squish it together. 25x squared. 4 times 4 is 16. And then we have a set of parentheses, x plus 5. Guys, that's all you do. And again, sometimes it'll cancel out and sometimes it won't. All right, look at number 6. Fix the top. If we can make them look alike without having to work hard or make them bigger, we're going to try to do that. So one thing that we haven't done is kind of looked at them like this. So what is my common denominator on this one? So here's how I think about it. What can I give to the other one to make them the same? So if I'm looking at this one has 2 m's. This one has a 2 and 1 m. So what does this one need? What does this first one need? Okay, look at it this way. Let me see if I can write it over here. I have m times m for the first one, and I have 2m times this for the second one. How do I get those two to look alike? What can I give them to make them equal? What can I give this one that this one has?
2.
2. What can I give this one that this one has to make them look alike?
M.
An m. So you said for this first fraction, I can give a 2. For the second fraction, I have to give an m, which would make a common denominator of 2m squared. Now, if you wanted to multiply it together and get your 2m cubed, you'll factor it out, mark it out. It'll all come out the same way. So don't stress out, just trying to show you smaller numbers. So on the top here, I would have 12. 6 times 2 is 12. Plus 3 times m is 3m. Can I clean this top up a little bit? Can I do anything to the top?
Divide by 3.
Divide by 3. And I'm going to go ahead and flip it around just so it's how you guys are used to seeing it. But if you don't want to, you don't have to. Okay, so I just flipped it around, m plus 4. I'm going to take that and put it on top because that's as clean as it's going to get. 3 m plus 4 over 2m squared. Remember, this is a 6 over 1, so I'm going to flip and multiply. Is there anything I can reduce? Is there anything top to bottom I can reduce?
The 3 and 6.
Reduces to 1 and 2. So on the top, the only thing I have left is m plus 4. If you want to put it in parentheses, that's fine. If you don't, that's fine as well. And on the bottom, I have 2m squared times 2, which is 4m squared. So if you can reduce it, you want to reduce it. All right. Look at number 7. It's the last of the easier ones. The last 3 are hard because you have to do both the top and the bottom. Like you have to combine them. So that's the only thing that's different. So let's combine this bottom. 1 over 4 plus 12 over x plus 6. There's absolutely nothing I can do except for combine them. Okay. So 4x plus 6. And again, you can do that single. I teach my regular kids how to just multiply the bottom just like that. I don't teach them how I did the last one where I put a 2 and an m or whatever, because it's too complicated for them to understand. So if you can get that, that's fine. But if you can't, just keep doing this and it'll simplify out in the end. We're going to cross multiply. 1 times x plus 6 is x plus 6. 12 times 4 is 48. We're going to clean it up. we get x plus 54 is 4 times x plus 6. Oh, yeah. I can't clean anything else up, so now I'm going to put it back on the top. So x plus 6 over 4 stays. We're going to flip it and multiply. It'll be 4x plus 6 on the top and x plus 54 on the bottom. All right. What can I do?
Reduce the 4s.
You can take those off. Anything you want to. Now, how you might see this answer is because they have 2 x plus 6s on the top, they might do like that. They might keep them separate. You never know. And on the bottom, all we have is x plus 54. That's it. All right. On number 8, we have to do the top and the bottom. So what can I do to the top fractions to make this one look like that one?
Multiply by 5.
Multiply by 5.
Perfect. Both of you, perfect. Okay, so I'm going to write it down here. 5x minus 3. Our common denominator is 25. We have a minus x minus 3. Be careful about that. Clean this up. We get 5x minus 15. Distribute your negative, minus x plus 3 over 25. So 5x minus 5 is 4x. Negative 15 plus 3 is minus 12 over 25. And then how do I fix it more? What can I do?
Take out a 4.
Perfect. Leaves me with x minus 3 over 25. So that's your first one. So I'm going to rewrite it back up at the top. That one doesn't flip. It stays 4x minus 3 over 25. The next one will flip, okay? So what's your common denominator between these two? It's kind of a trick question. What's your common denominator?
X minus 3.
Thank you. X minus 3. And we're just going to push the tops together. X minus 1 plus x minus 1. Add them up. X plus x is 2x. Negative 1 minus 1 is negative 2 over x minus 3. How can I factor more?
Take a 2.
2 out of the top. So x minus 1 over x minus 3. This is the one that we're going to flip and multiply. So on the top, we're going to have x minus 3. And on the bottom, 2 and x minus 1. What will reduce now?
The 2 and the 4.
So this will leave a 2. So how can I write the top?
2 times x minus 3 squared.
Over, we have 25 and x minus 1. Is everybody good so far? All right. Look at 9, and then we'll stop at 9. We'll stop at 9. And if you want to look at number 10, I can stay on and do that. And then otherwise you can go check it out. 16 and 4, what's your common denominator?
16.
Yeah, so all I have to do is multiply this side by 4. So 3 minus 4u squared over 16. How did I get 4u squared? 4 times u squared. Is there anything else I can do to this right here?
No.
No. So I'm going to just put it up here. If you wanted to flip it around, you can. I wouldn't suggest it. Don't do anything you don't have to do. All right. So then on the next one, we have u over 9 minus 3 over u squared. What would be my common denominator on this one?
Nine u squared.
Perfect. Thank you. We're going to cross multiply. Remember, go left to right. U times u squared is u cubed. 9 times 3, it's a minus 27. Can I factor that top?
Take the cube root.
Yeah, you could. So I'm just going to go over that again. I wouldn't suggest you do it if you don't have to. So I just want to make sure that if there's any answers like this, you guys know how to do it. So remember, we take the cube root, which would be u and 3. The first factor is the right sign, so it's the sign of the problem. We square the first. We change the sign. We multiply them together. And then we square the last. This is all over 9u squared. We're going to flip it and multiply it. So 9u squared goes on the top. On the bottom, u minus 3, u squared plus 3u. Sorry, I'm running into my number, plus 9. Is there anything I can reduce? You guys see anything you can reduce? Yes or no?
No.
No, so we just squish it together. Again, protocol is you put your little singular monomials first. 3 minus 4u squared. Same thing on this one. Your 16 would go first, your u minus 3, and then your u squared plus 3u plus 9. And again, I just wanted to go over that to remind you how to do cube roots. All right. So I'm going to stop sharing and stop recording for a minute. If I can get my mouse to go up there. My computer is running so slow. Oh my, it's not going. There it went. Stop share, stop recording.